Hey everyone, my name is Sarah, and I'm the author of the Monsters on Mill Street children's book series. I'm super excited because my two newest books in the series are about to launch. They're coming out in just a few weeks. And as part of this sort of pre-launch celebration, pre-launch activation, I am doing something really different. Really fun, really unique. It's a little bit of an experiment, but it's an exciting one. And I think you're gonna enjoy it. I think you're gonna like it. And I'd really, really love for you to be a part of it. And I'll give you the details about exactly what it is and how you can be a part of it in just a minute. But I want to give you a bit of a quick backstory first as to the why behind this little experiment of ours before I dive into all the details. And so, first I want to say, as part of this author community we've created, this online author community, um, I really love launch teams. I love launch events. I love launch activations. And I love when I get to be a part of someone else's launch activation. It's it's a really wonderful way of supporting one another, of lifting one another up, of sharing the news about great content, great new books with our audiences. So I've been a part of launch activations and launch teams in the past for folks. But one of the challenges that I've seen or experienced when I'm a part of someone else's launch team has been, sometimes I'll go ahead, I'll sign up for the launch team, I will provide folks with my name and my email, and I will wait. I'll wait for instructions. I don't always know how to get involved if the other author hasn't really told me what to do. I don't know if I'm supposed to be reading the book and writing a review. I don't know if I'm supposed to be posting on social media, if there's a link they want me to be sharing with my audience. And that's kind of hard to get involved when you don't really know what's expected of you. And so with this new launch coming up with these two new Monsters on Mill Street books that we're launching in just a few weeks, I wanted to make our street team a little bit different. I wanted to make it fun. I wanted to make sure that folks who were participating in our street team knew exactly what they needed to do to be a part of it. And I also wanted to make sure that, the folks participating in the launch activation, in our street team activation, that they knew exactly how much they were valued. They knew that their involvement in this was appreciated and valued. And so I wanted to make sure that the other author who is participating in the street team is also getting something out of it themselves. And so here's how I'm setting this up. Here's how I'm doing this. And this is where it gets really, really cool. For anybody who signs up to be a part of the Monsters on Mill Street team, and they participate in this activation event, for anybody who does that, they're going to be sent to a custom landing page. And it gives them directions, sort of a step-by-step of things that they can do to help be a part of this street team. Some of these things are really simple, like liking the Monsters on Mill Street on Facebook or following us on Instagram. Others are share a post or engage with a specific post on the Monsters on Mill Street social media page. It might be share this link or this announcement via email with your friends or with someone you know who will appreciate it. And some of them are super creative, where we actually ask folks to maybe film a video or comment on something with their own perspective and their own twist. So I tried to make it as fun as possible. I tried to ensure that there was as wide of an array of different types of activities and types of ways that folks could get involved. And I also wanted to make sure that we had a variety of different channels, social media or text message or email or whatever it might be. And then as you do these different activities, as you participate, what you get in return is really engaging and interesting content. The content is really cool. I've got 3 different, basically pre-recorded webinars for you. And they all focus on an area that I specialize in, um, or an area of something that I've experienced on my own author's journey that I've learned from. And I'm sharing that knowledge and that information with you, hopefully to help shorten your learning curve. And so you can learn from my experiences, you can learn from my successes, you can learn from my failures, you can learn and hopefully apply that to your own author journey. And so the 3 pre-recorded webinars, the 3 videos that I'm going to be sharing with you guys, they are on the following topics. So the first topic really takes a deep dive into storytelling. I have not always been a children's book author, but I have always been a storyteller. And so in my career, I've gone from journalist to public relations executive to, building up my own content creation company where I help big businesses, Fortune 500 companies, global organizations, share their stories in different ways, in different formats. Basically, storytelling has been the heart and soul of what I've done for basically my entire career. And in that journey of mine, I've learned a lot, and I've taught a lot. I've taught other people how to tell stories, the best skills and tactics to use when they're crafting their stories. Because, the truth is, storytelling there's a lot of art involved, but there's also a lot of science. There's actually a storytelling formula that you can use in your own writing, and you can step and repeat this formula over and over again, and it will help you build strong, successful stories. The second webinar that I'm going to be doing is going to be about building blockbuster brands. So again, in my career, I do a lot of work with marketing teams, with a lot of Fortune 500 companies, Fortune 100 companies, and I've done a lot with branding. I've done a lot with helping folks really stand out and elevate their products, elevate their brands, take their stories, take their brand persona to the next level. And so I'm going to share a lot of that insight with you in that second webinar, along with a little bit of information on how I applied that to my own author journey. Because, when you're building a big brand, building it for a product like a gym shoe or a t-shirt or, some sort of, a car, it's very different than when you're building it for a book and taking it from an author's perspective. But there's also some really important similarities and some really important learnings that we can apply to our own author journey and really make our own author brands stand out. The third webinar that I want to share with you is all about rocking the trade show circuit. So, in my journey with my Monsters on Mill Street books, I have found that trade shows have been really, really impactful for the growth of my books, for the growth of my brand. I have managed to elevate my books to new levels because of trade shows. I've managed to make some amazing, amazing partnerships through my trade show activities. And I wanted to share some best practices that I've picked up along the way in doing these trade shows so that you can then look at whether or not trade shows are a good fit for you. And, when you approach trade shows, especially if it's your first time doing it, how to go about doing it in a very thoughtful and a very strategic way. And so that's the third webinar. So all really, really in-depth content that I'm hoping that you guys will be able to benefit from, whether you are just starting out on your author journey, or whether you've been doing this for quite some time and you're just looking for some new insight, some new perspective, and really some examples of what other people have done to help build their own success in this fun world that we're working in. So I do hope that you join the street team. I do hope that you enjoy the content that I'm going to be sharing with you guys. All of this content, of course, is free. I just you can unlock it as you go, as you're doing the street team activities. So again, let me know what you think about this. This approach is super new to me. It's a new platform. It's a new everything. So tell me what you like about this. First off, sign up for it. Join the street team. Let's have some fun together. Then feel free to message me, email me, tell me what you think about the experience. What do you love about it? What do you hate about it? Because, I'd love to build off of this in the future, and I'd love to sort of learn best practices from this whole experience as we go on this quirky little new experiment together. So click on the link that I'm sharing, sign up, and let's have some fun. Thanks, guys.